Well, good people, it's that time of year again. Well, hello there, good people. Hi, I'm Jason with Green Country Agroforestry. Wow, what in the world does a ladder, a shovel, cattle panels, twine, wire cutters? What is this stuff here? Hardware cloth? Hardware cloth? Tent stakes? PVC pipe joints, T-posts, blocks, T-post drivers. What in the world is all this stuff for? Well, I'm getting ready to show you. Come on. This is one of my gopher-proof beds. In an effort to keep the gophers from eating all of my Egyptian walking onions, which I grow for sale here at Green Country Agroforestry, I conceived this idea to take the cinder blocks and put them together 2 foot apart, so we have the width of 1.5 blocks apart, with that 2 foot wide strip of hardware cloth underneath of them, and that will keep the gophers from burrowing up underneath and getting to my onions. And the neighbor is running his lawnmower again. I guess it's only fair because I've been making noise myself. As a matter of fact, we're getting ready to make a little bit more noise because before we can build this, we have to clear the ground and get it prepared. Once I'm done with the weeding, it's time to take our hardware cloth and get it laid out. This is what we've even unroll it a bit. There we go. upcycling. We're using old material for new purpose. Let's just get that block set as close to level there as I can. We got to do this preparation work so the blocks will go in level. If the blocks don't go in level, we have all kinds of issues later on. There we go. Get those blocks to go in nice and straight. And we're off to the races. Using that line as a guide, I can set up these blocks and have them hold fairly straight and true. Alright, now for the finishing touches. Yep, that's right, it's a cattle crown. Just about like serve. For this house we have just the brain to go in there. I reckon that's where having this little white gauge wire here comes in handy. Just pull this piece up to here, right? Got that. I'm going to put a little loop here. And then again, I think it's going to be enough. You clip it right there. Take that wire out. Then we'll start winding this thing up tight. Tight, tight, tight. Tight, tight, tight. Tight, tight, tight. And it's not going anywhere. We're going to fine wire using these Kevlar gloves. I don't have to worry about poking my fingers. Already poked myself once today, and once is enough. There we go. We are anchored onto this post, and it makes the post sturdier too. How about that? A 2-in-1 miracle. Another vertical growing surface at the end of each row. This one here too. I have more on the outside there. Holes of soil right there, and I'm leaving a little bit of space here. I didn't leave enough over there, so it started to sag a bit. I want to make sure that I have a little bit of an edge here for this little moat that I'm digging all the way around. So we've got a wall, an anti-tunnelling feature, and a moat surrounding our fortification to protect our alliums from the burrowing critters. By golly, get that. Hi, Kiki, meow meow. Pardon me, just me walking around. You want to get in the picture? You come over and look and see what I'm doing, get in the picture. Look, a kitty. Meow. And the cat is surveying his domain, stalking, looking for wild gophers and rats and voles and moles and other things. having a cat around, it's not a bad idea. Just come through, break up the clods, bunch of big weeds. Going back where they came from, they'll make more. It's actually edible ground cover, it's not really weeds. Come through here and you need to loosen it up. Loosen up edible ground cover, not weeds. That's right, getting the soil loose, getting ready to have good stuff put into it. The ground cover back where it came from. Okay, so quick word about what we're doing here. We've got these trenches down here that we pulled the soil out of to fill up the beds, and to keep those from being a stumbling hazard, we put wood chips in here, but that's not the only reason we put wood chips in here. You see, whenever it rains, water's going to come and it's going to sheet off the surface of the soil down here, and it's going to wind up settling in the low areas, like this trench, which is fine, and it'll infiltrate into the soil from there, which is even better than fine. But if I have the wood chips here, the wood chips will absorb and hold some of that moisture close to the surface. And since they're absorbing and holding that moisture close to the surface, that will be available to the plants here in the bed and other plantings that are around in the immediate vicinity. Keeping that moisture on the soil promotes microbial life in the soil, fungal life in the soil, especially since there's a wood chip for food right here. And that combination of microbial life and fungal life in the soil leads to happy, healthy plants, which is exactly what I'm looking for. There we go. Now, as an added benefit, after about a year or so, these wood chips will be broken down sufficiently that I can dig right in the same spot and pull the composted wood chips up and put them on top of the beds, back on top of the beds. And in that way, this is also a future fertilizer or soil amendment that we're putting in here, as well as creating an attractive walkway on the outside edge of the bed, suppressing weeds, and of course, most importantly, confounding the gophers. I suppose it's a good time to show us what the tent stakes and the twine are for. Let's have a look at those guys right there. Tent stakes and twine. Well, if you'll notice that right before those, we've got cement blocks with a little dirt put in them. Alright, here's what we do. I'll make myself a little slip knot. Tie it off. Alright, so I'm going to want to have beans right here. Stick that in the ground, right? Now how do I get the other side over? Well, here's what I do. I don't stick it down the hole now. I take it, yeah? We're going to just chuck it up on over. Isn't that a pretty looking sky? So pretty, wow. Alright, so now I've got my stake over here on this side. Well, we can have beans on both sides. I can put vining cherry tomatoes on these if I want to. Anything that wants to grow up a vine, I attach to that stake, plant it right here. And over here on the other side, what do I have? But you guessed it, another stake. So all I got to do now, pull that tight, push this down into the block, get this in. Alright. Get the trusty pocket knife. There we go. Cut it short. Get it as tight as I want it. This can be as tight as I want it. Alright. Put it in here a bit. And I just tie it off. That's all there is to it. There we go. Now I've got a place for this bean here whenever I get it out of the pod. This is last year's Tuya Cherokee Trellis black bean. Great little bean. You can grow it. You can grow it to eat fresh, and it's kind of like a purplish green colored green bean. You eat it fresh as a green bean, or you save these, let them dry, and you've got a nice dry bean. I'm just gonna usually plant 3 per hole, and if I get 3 plants, I can always snip a couple of them. This Cherokee Trellis black bean is the bean that I did for the Scott Head single seed challenge about 2 years back. If you aren't familiar with Scott Head Black Gumbo Southern Gardening also likes to use these cement blocks for borders around his raised bed. Also plants things in the little holes there. Definitely worth checking out. If all you've got to grow in is a suburban backyard, I would say you can not go far wrong by checking out Scott Head's channel. But there we go. Oh, and what's all this stuff going on behind me? We're going to have to wait till next week to find out.